Hey, monkeys, how you doing? Damien Keys here. It's Friday night, I'm in the office on my own. Everyone's left, but I've got a shit ton of work, and in some weird, fucked up kind of way, I kind of like that. I've got a lot to do, but before you guys go away for your weekend and have an awesome time, I've got some stuff I want to talk about, including competition prizes. This week's been it's been a really weird week, which I'll tell you about in a minute, but it's also been fantastic in every way, to be fair. It's been an amazing week. But one of the things is I've got to spend quite a lot of time doing Skypes, face-to-face meetings with you guys. And, you know, this hashtag 60min competition, hashtag 60min win competition is really, I feel like it's really working. I feel like it brings value, but it's really helping me as well, because I've always loved doing it. It's something I've done for many years, having this sort of one-to-one side of education. And I love doing what I do. I love doing these videos, but I just love sitting down and making an individual strategy and a plan with you guys. And so if you want to get in on it, I'm telling you it's working. I've done 6 to 8 Skypes, a few face-to-face meetings this week, and I'm slotting them in. And I don't know, it feels like we're making ground. If you're not taking part in this hashtag 60min win, then I think you should, because spare half an hour, let's have a chat together. Let's start working on your stuff and how I can help. And it might be something band related, it might be something social media related, it might be something more on the business side of what you do, but I just feel like I can bring value. So you've got to get in on it, hashtag 60min win. So this week, prizes are t-shirts, Skypes, face-to-face meetings, and thanks to everyone who's taken part. If you win, all you've got to do is email katie@dkmanagement.co.uk. Email Katie. What she will do is she'll get the t-shirts out to you. She'll organise the time for a Skype or organise the time for a face-to-face meeting, and then we can just crack on. So yeah, if you win, that's all you've got to do. So very simply, this week, 3 t-shirts to give away, which is Ben Drake, boom, Alexis Ashton, kapow, and Ben Priory, kapow. So thank you guys so much for just hashtag 60minute win. You guys wanted a t-shirt, so you get a Damo says don't be a dick t-shirt, and we've given away about a quarter of the t-shirts. We've still got loads left, so if you want a t-shirt, just ask for a t-shirt, we'll get you one. Skypes this week, I want to have Skypes with Donna Marie, who came through on YouTube, Patrick Kearns, who came through on Facebook, and Shubham, who I've been talking to for a while, and I promise you will get this in if you haven't already on Instagram. So Shubham, Shubham, I think it is, we'll get that in. And this week, from what I've seen, nobody's in the area for a face-to-face. So I couldn't find any. So if you want a face-to-face, you gotta put hashtag 60min win face-to-face, and that way we will get on that. But more news. Thank you so much to you guys, by the way. That's brilliant. It really does help me, and I'm loving doing these stuff. So keep the hashtag 60min win going. But Manchester, North England. I'm in Brighton. I'm down the south for anyone who's not in this country. But I want to start doing more stuff on the road. So I am looking to come to Manchester on the 24th and 25th of October. It's just over 1 month from now. I'm gonna, we're looking for a venue. We're gonna come up. We're gonna do one-to-ones. I want to do these one-to-ones. If you want to do that, you need to get in touch. You can either email Katie and say I want to book in a slot. You can message me on Snapchat, Insta, whatever, Twitter, Facebook's a bit clogged, but you can do that. And let me know, because I want to fill these slots up. We're going to do 2 days. I want to meet about 30 musicians, and I might even, if I'm staying for 2 days, I might even try and book a venue and do some kind of workshop together where we can do something on a slightly bigger level as well. So if you're in the north of England and you can get to Manchester on the 24th or 25th, then we should be doing something. We should be meeting. You should be showing me your stuff, and I will be able to help you with your strategy, with what you're doing, support, that kind of stuff. So 24th, 25th of October, 2017, Manchester. I'm going to be there. All I need is you to be there. So I need your slots. So if you want to do it, message down below. I've had lots of people asking about this. This is your chance. Once the slots have gone, the slots have gone. So you need to be bugging me about this. And as soon as Katie's filled the slots, we'll have to wait until the next time I'm coming up. But I'm coming up especially to do this. I'll pay for it myself. I'll sort the whole thing out. I'll pay for a room. I'll pay for the petrol. I'll take myself up there. And you don't have to pay me anything at all. This is just a chance that I can come up, I can meet you guys, and spend the days in Manchester with some of you guys and have some fun. So if you want to do that, just message down below and let's have a fucking cool party. So I have had the strangest, weirdest week. And I just wanted to talk about it a little bit, not a lot, because I know it's Friday night and you guys won't be interested. But the reason why I've had a weird week is because I think the stars are starting to align. And so I have conversations with musicians every single day. And one of the big things I talk about is stamina, is actually being able to just keep consistent, keeping on going, keeping on pushing, stop advertising and start making content, and then keep on going again and again. Keep your head down again and again, every single day, all day, every day. And then these sort of shoots start to come through the earth where you're starting to see little bits of light that you're doing the right thing. And this week has been a crazy week, just business-wise, with the social media stuff. I've had a few people who've come through to me asking me to get involved in stuff, and it leads me to believe that I'm really doing, I'm doing the right thing. I'm getting what my voice out there, and people are starting to either believe or just be browbeaten into thinking, he knows what he's talking about. So I wanted to talk a bit about that stamina-wise, because I know quite a few people have started doing the same thing as I've been doing, and they've all gone. And it feels like that last man standing thing. And I'm relentlessly going, and it's just, I'm not saying it's all kicking off, but things like right after this, I've got to call some people in Boston, in America. I've been asked to go over there in 3 weeks' time to do a keynote talk over in Boston, which is amazing. We've had a few other keynotes coming through from America, and the company stuff, which I will go into at a later date. I can't really now, but the company stuff that I've been asked to be involved in is a big game changer for me. And it all comes down to 1 year ago, nobody gave a fuck. Like, nobody cared. And it was just me and the guys in my office, and we were building bands, and we were doing this, and the company's doing really well, and all of a sudden it just that 1% thing, it just builds a little bit and a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. But a year ago, didn't know anything really about social media, and all the stuff I was doing was just local bands. And now all of a sudden I get you guys talking to me from Australia, and I had a guy from Japan the other day, the other sides of the world who are coming through going, I'm watching your stuff and I want you to help with this, that and the other. I've got keynotes asking me to be involved. I've got massive companies asking me to get involved on board level and on sort of consultancy type stuff. And when I talk about monetizing what you do, I'm never going to monetize you guys. I'll monetize other shit, and I'm never going to charge you guys for the stuff that I do. But it just goes to show that if you just keep building, you just keep your head down and you keep believing, and you stop and you just watch other people fall away, but you just keep consistent, then it's a long-term game. We're in the music industry, in my field, music industry, social media, and building a brand. Especially in the music industry nowadays, it's very different in the way that you don't have to be 17 or 18 to be in the music industry. You can be 45, you can be 50. It's all changed, all the rules have gone. And therefore, you don't have this, I'm up against time, I've only got a couple of months. You haven't. You've got 30 years now. I could build something up over the next 5 years and put a record out in 5 years. There's nothing stopping me doing that, and I could build an audience in the right way, and age is very, very different to what it used to be. So this stamina thing is huge, and so I'm watching you guys all the time, and it really hurts me when I see these gaps where you're doing really good stuff and all of a sudden you just go missing for 3-4 weeks, and I just think the momentum goes. And I think if I think about my biggest strength in building companies, because my numbers aren't massive, and I know why my numbers are massive. I know I'm not beautiful, and I know I'm not the most talented individual, but I'm pretty relentless. And the thing that I can do is I can create energy, I feel, and so I can create momentum. And the way I do it is, I think of it with every business I've been involved in. I think of it that I'm at the bottom of a hill and I'm pushing this rock up a hill, and it's fucking heavy, and the hill's like this, and I'm trying to push the rock up a hill, and then all of a sudden you keep going and going, and it feels like I'm never going to get there. And after a while, eventually it starts to get a bit easier. You think, oh, I'm starting to get a bit of momentum. And then it starts to flatten out, and a little bit more and a little bit more. And all of a sudden you get to the peak of this hill with your rock that you're pushing. And all of a sudden you start to go down, and then all of a sudden you're like, wow, I'm not really pushing this anymore. And then all of a sudden you've got the opposite thing where the rock starts to roll, and you're thinking, fuck, it's going without me. And you're literally legging it down the hill trying to catch the rock, because it's taken on a whole new momentum of its own, and it's going. And this bit here, I think, is the bit where people fall down, because they look around at the surroundings, and they do it for a little bit and they get exhausted and they don't have the stamina. And sometimes you've just got to dig deep, and you've got to keep pushing that rock. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but it's happened to me many times. I remember it happening at BIM. I remember it happening with DK management. I remember coming in thinking, do you know, here's the thing, is when we started this company, I bought a bell, right? And the bell was, when we got a contract through for a band, we'd have a bell. This was actually in my house, so we didn't even have an office. And Sam would ring the bell, bing! And we'd all be like, there we go. And then that kept going, and every so often we get more bells, and it was just really exciting. And the bell basically just meant it's going to be okay. We are going, we can do this kind of thing, and we aren't going to starve to death. And it kept going and going. And all of a sudden, there was a time where I remembered the bell going, and I remember looking across and being like, enough with the fucking bell. Like, I've heard the bell like 10 times in an hour. I'm bored of the bell. Get rid of the bell. And in my head, I was like, holy shit. The rock's just done this, and I've just realised that this thing's taken on a whole new momentum of its own. And the bell went, and we never had a bell, because obviously it was just silly. But that bell kept the momentum going. You know, the same thing with BIM. Here's a BIM story, which I should probably tell in another video. But I remember when. Okay, so this is something that happened. So when we were at BIM, we had our building. We'd seen a bunch of people. Some of you guys might even remember this. It was on the first year of BIM. We'd seen a bunch of people, and we'd said, you know, you'd be great for this. And they were like, oh, it sounds really, really good. And so we sent out contracts, and we just said, you've got 30 days. Have a think about it. If you want to do it, you've got to send back your contract, and then you'll be a member of BIM. And then so we gave them, we sent them all out. We sent out 50, 60 of these contracts. We were really excited. And then like the next day we went to the college, which was being built. And we opened the door, and there was no poster. We were like, where's day one? And the next day me and Bruce went there, and we opened the door, and we were like, there's nothing. And the third day, and the fourth day, and the fifth day. By the seventh day, we were panicking, because we were thinking, oh shit, we just sent 50 contracts out. We really, really thought this was going to happen. And we started really getting nervous and worried. And every day we'd go back there, and there wasn't one. And every day, and we were thinking, because people had 30 days, and we didn't think like that. We just thought people would just send it back. And then all of a sudden we went one day, and the door opened, and there was just one envelope. And I even remember his name. It was Sam Bozanki, legend, first ever student. He just sat there, and I was like, it's going to be okay. We've got one, like the Ghostbusters scene. We've got one! And then after that, they started to come in. And then, I remember, there was this shift between us really pushing. And then all of a sudden, it started to go. And it was like, oh, this is getting a bit easier. And then all of a sudden, now it's very big. And so that momentum thing, I think, is the thing that I probably bring to a business. The energy and the momentum to keep it going, and just drag the momentum along until the fire lights, until you just go, we've got it now. And then after that, we can keep pushing it. And I would love to see that more, because being a musician is a very entrepreneurial thing. And so you need that. You need the spark. You need the momentum. You need I'm not going to stop. Even though you're looking around just thinking, I think it's going wrong. I don't think it's going to work. And you've got the fear in your heart, but you're still like, no, I can do it. And then all of a sudden, whether it's a year or whether it's 5 years or whether it's 10 years, all of a sudden you're looking at it going, it's going. I think we just lit the fire. And then from there, once you've lit the fire, then it does have the momentum. So it's been a crazy fucking week. I'm like, bonkers week. And I just feel like opportunities are popping up for me now that I spent 7 years after after leaving BIM, where everything was just, I had to make my own opportunities. There was nothing, nobody gave a shit about me. No one gave a shit about, you know, I was saying to someone earlier on, you know, we were talking about this stuff like this social media and helping musicians and stuff. And I was like, this isn't new. Like, me doing on social media might be a year old. I've been doing this every day for 20 years. This is not new at all. And now it's starting to pay off because I am doing it via social media and people are actually paying attention, and all of a sudden I bring value to companies, or I bring value to bands, or I bring value to musicians, which is kind of what I want. But, you know, the last 7 years it felt like a very, very big slog, and all of a sudden now I'm like, wow, it feels like Monopoly, where I've actually just put some houses down and everyone starts landing on it, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, fucking finally, I'm not having to live off Tesco Valley Beans type thing. Anyway, that's my thought for the day, is momentum, sticking with it, all because this week has been just amazing. And if this is the start, because it's been a year or so of this, I'm just imagining what it will be like in 5 years or 10 years, because I don't plan on stopping. And I want you guys to think the same. I want you to be looking around. I want you to think now. I want you to look around at all the people around you who are right here. And in 6 months' time, you're going to look around again. You're going to see who's dropped off. And in 6 months after that, you're going to look around and you're going to see almost all of them have dropped off. And if you're the one who's still going, you're still standing, and you're still pushing this thing, then I'm not saying it's going to work, but you've got a much bigger chance of making it work. And I can say that because I've done it 4 or 5 times and just kept going. And sometimes you have to call things a day, but you know, it does work. So I just wanted to share that I've had a fucking great week. It's been ridiculous. God knows what's going to happen over the next month, but if it keeps on like this, then I'll have gold teeth or some shit. So have a great weekend. Have a great Friday night. I'm going to go and phone fucking Boston. More than a feeling. Professional singer, don't you know? Thanks to everyone who's taken part in the hashtag 60minwin. Do it again. Just keep it going. Let's you know, once I've got no one else to do any more Skypes with, I'm going to fucking start again. I don't care if I Skype the same people every week. I don't care. This is one of the BIM things, is you'd have 1,000 students who were allowed to have tutorials, and I'd see the same people again and again and again because they took advantage of that opportunity. Fucking do it. Just keep going. Hashtag 60minwin. Let's do another Skype. Hashtag 60minwin. Let's do another Skype. I'm here. These slots are in. If they don't get taken advantage of, they go. They just go free. So fucking take advantage of this. Let's take over the world. Let's change people's fucking lives. And on that note, I'm going to go and do work. So, I'll let you know how Boston goes. So, have a great weekend. See you soon.